Hello and welcome to Around the Globe with Female Cricket. Today we have an exciting cricketer from Brazil who is none other than Brazil's women's cricket team captain, Roberta Avery. So before we start this conversation, let me give you all a quick introduction to Roberta. So Roberta made her international debut for Brazil in the year 2018, and in the year 2019 she took over the captainship. Since 2019, she has captained Brazil in 11 games and has won 9 out of them. So far, she has played 16 T20Is for Brazil, and we hope to see her more in the Brazilian colours for years to come. Also, apart from playing cricket, she has been coaching young kids in her spare time and has also been associated with Brazil cricket as an administrator. So before making her international debut, she created history when she became the first Brazilian cricketer across men and women to score a century in a T20 game. So with this background, let us welcome Roberta Avery to this show.
Hello, thank you very much for the introduction.
Great, great. Nice to have you, Roberta, with us. All right. So, Roberta, I have read that cricket was not actually the first sport that you took up. It was golf and handball, thanks to your parents who were golf players. So, can you tell us more about your childhood? And of course, you playing golf and handball.
Yes, of course. I've always played a lot of sports. I've always been a kid that didn't stand still. I have a younger brother, and all my friends were kids boys that used to be playing everything. So I was always around them. Golf was a natural choice because my parents used to play, and the golf course was an environment that I would spend Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, the whole weekend. So imagine being around a very green area, loads of space, and golf to be played. So I started playing golf for a very young age, and it was the first sport that I actually competed. I started competing when I was 11, 12, and being part of the state tournaments very young as well. And handball came with the school because I was very active. At the same time, I was a little bit awkward as a kid. I didn't have very good social skills, but the sports was something that I was able to feel comfortable. So I would play everything at school. I would be involved in every sports classes and everything. And handball was something that I really enjoyed. Maybe because I had no fear whatsoever of the ball, and most of the girls at my age would. I became a goalkeeper at handball, and I ended up playing for the city, playing big tournaments. So it was something that I felt in love as well. So I had the golf that was my competitive, but very individual sport, and I had handball that was my friend sports that I would be doing anywhere, anytime with my friends.
Wonderful. So, as you rightly mentioned, Roberta, that probably girls your age were scared of the ball and you were there out playing golf and handball. So, let me ask you, how was it representing golf and handball in elite teams for you at such a young age?
It For me, it felt because I've always done a lot. I think for me that was a very natural. I would. It's funny because I would pick up a bus by myself. I was like 12, 13. Uh, Go with the bus to close to the golf course, walk about a mile by myself, practice golf, play golf with my friends, do the same pathway, come back, go home, have lunch, walk again another 1 mile, 2 miles, handball training, train for like 2, 3 hours, and come back home. And for me, that was so normal. But the thing is, I was a 12, 13-year-old girl. That's not really normal, but I've always done that. My parents gave me the freedom to play sports. They didn't want me to stand still at home or do nothing. They said, if you want to do it, you're going to do it properly. So they gave me the freedom, but they also incentivized me to be doing it right. So for me to have both was something that was never different for me. I just found out it was different after people started telling me that it was too much or nobody else was doing that. But for me, because I learned that way, it was normal.
Absolutely. As you rightly pointed out, the role of your parents was of utmost importance. And of course, it is with their upbringing that you were able to become such a great sports person that you are today. All right. So after playing golf and handballs for so many years, Roberta started playing cricket only at the age of 27. And let me tell all the viewers that it was by sheer coincidence. when she met her to be husband during one of the softball leagues. There she got to know about cricket since he was involved in cricket related projects. So, Roberta, tell us more about this story.
Yeah, that is a good one. I married an Englishman. His name is Richard, and when we moved back to Brazil, he wanted to feel comfortable again, and we met the only other Englishman that lived in my hometown, which is Matt Federson. Matt Federson is the current president of Cricket Brazil, and he found in Richard an opportunity of having another coach, and Richard found in Matt an opportunity of having a little bit of his home in Brazil by teaching cricket to kids. And that became around 2012. He started giving lessons to kids in Brazil. But I already worked with my husband. I already played golf with my husband. We lived together. I said, we do so much stuff together. Cricket's going to be your thing. You're going to teach cricket. You're going to play cricket. I'm going to be focusing golf, our business, our house, and everything else. I'm not going to get involved in cricket. That didn't work. I went to the softball league, and it was so much fun. The people that were over there were much younger. They were 12, 13, 14 years of age. But it was a good, fun environment. And because I love sports so much, and cricket reminds us of a street game that we used to play when we were kids, I just wanted to be around there. And at that time, they were creating the first female team in my hometown to play the nationals. So I was invited to say, no, keep practicing, so you can actually be part of that team, and we can be part of nationals. And that's how it all started. I didn't have any intentions of playing cricket. I just thought it was fun, and but I entered the pathway, and I'm still in it until now.
Roberta, let me tell you that you may have started playing cricket for fun, but that century in the year 2014, when you created the history. So tell us more about that match. Against whom did you make that century? And of course, some more details about it.
That is actually a fun story because when I started playing cricket, I didn't understand a lot of the cricket traditions, a lot of the cricket values, a lot of everything because we don't watch cricket. We when I was a kid, I didn't even know cricket existed. I never up to 2017 we couldn't watch cricket on TV. I couldn't follow the players. We didn't have any cricket role models. So in 2015, it was my second tournament for Brazil. We were playing in Chile, and I remember that our batting lineup was not so good. So nobody wanted to open because usually the person who would open the game would be that one that would sacrifice herself with the nerves, so the other ones would play. So the captain got to me and said, Roberta, would you like to open? First game, first turn, first game, just go over there, have some fun. And I was like, oh my God, she's putting me in that position of the nerves, of getting the nerves out of everyone else. And I was like, you know what? It was 5 degrees, so cold. I said, I don't want to stand still. Let's just go. So I went into the game. We were batting first. It was so cold, so cold. We were playing against Peru, which was a little bit of a weaker team. And all I wanted to was to hit the ball. So I was able to hit the ball. It was the first time I was playing in a grass pitch. I never played in a grass pitch before, so the ball would come a little bit slower. So I was able to hit it. And I was very happy because nobody took me out. So for the whole game, we scored 200 and something runs. My happiness was that no one took me out. Once the game finished, I went to the scorecard because somebody asked, how many runs did you score? I said, I had no idea. Nobody clapped for 50. Nobody even knew that I was close to 100 or anything like that. So I went to the scorecard to ask how many runs I had, and he counted. Because it was like a paper scorecard. He counted and he said, 102. I was like, okay, thank you. And I was walking out. He said, no. Stay over there. Let me recount it. So he did it again. And said, Roberta, you scored 102. I was like, okay, thank you. And we walked out. Once I arrived close to the pitch, the rumor of of 100 had gone everywhere. So people started coming to me and saying, oh my God, congratulations, and giving me mugs of beer and hugging me. And the award ceremony had champagne and everything. I was like,
What happened?
Why are you so happy? That's when I realized that how big of a deal scoring 100 actually is, and the tradition and how we didn't know any of that. I didn't know any of
Yeah,
that. We scored.
absolutely.
We used to make shots up because we didn't know that we couldn't hit wides. That's how simple the game was for us at the time.
Hmm.
Since then, I have been trying to score another 100, and I'm still struggling. So hopefully, soon it's gonna come more on purpose.
Yes, yes, Sylvie. Let us hope that you get an international 100 soon. All right. So, Roberta, did you raise the bat in the dressing room since you did not get a chance on the ground to raise the bat?
No, I didn't raise the bat in the dressing room, but I realized how big of a deal it was after the world ceremony, and the next day I scored 76, and I raised the bat on the 50 because they told
Okay.
us what was the right thing to do.
All right, wonderful. So finally, after I think 3-4 years of playing cricket, in 2017, Cricket Brazil got associate membership of the ICC, and in 2018, Brazil started playing international cricket. And yet again, you were there at the brink of history since you played the first ever T20I for Brazil women's cricket team. It was against Mexico on 23rd of August 2018. So can you take us back to that day and of course share your experience?
Yes, it was. We felt so happy about that because our pathway started as playing the National League, playing the South American Championship, and we didn't know what was going to be after the South American Championship,
Hmm.
how important the South American Championship actually was.
Hmm.
So when we got the international status, we realized that we were actually part of something that was moving forward. So the South American Championship was not something small of non-importance anymore. No, it was an
Hmm.
international tournament valid for rankings.
Yeah.
So it gave a whole new meaning and seriousness to the tournament, and we start preparing. Like, you know what? If this is part of the international tournaments now, soon we will be part of the qualifiers anymore. So we have to structure a pathway. We have to make sure our teams are well developed. We have to make sure that our participation at home is well developed because now we're starting something bigger.
Hmm.
So 2018 was a mix of emotions. We were playing a beautiful tournament in Colombia. We were playing a very happy tournament with most of the countries from the South America, but we knew that was only the start. And that actually became through with the ICC qualifiers, and now thinking about ODIs and ICC qualifier ODIs and the pathway to the World Cup. So that was a big turning point for us, and we're very proud of being part of that. And I'm really proud of being captain of that time as well.
Absolutely. It was indeed a matter of pride, not only for you, but of course for the entire Brazil country to get that membership of ICC and play international cricket at the ICC level. All right. So, Roberta, you have played 16 T20Is so far since 2018, and you captained in 11 of them. And you have an amazing success rate since you have won 9 out of the 11 matches. So, let me ask you, what is the secret to your success as a captain?
Well, I actually captained all of the games so far, and I feel very proud. The thing is, I don't see, I don't think I was born to be a captain. I think I was born to be a player. I'm definitely an athlete. I like to win. I like to fight for win. I like to train. I have a lot of determination as a player. But I don't think captaincy was something that was natural. At least not good captaincy. I want to. One thing for me is I need to bring the best out of my team at the right time. And to do that with women, you have to gain trust. The only way that you can actually make sure that people do things for you, give more for you, is if they trust you. And I think for me is the building relationship with the players, building trust with them, and make so they believe me when I tell them that they can do it, they can give more, they are in the right position to do what they are doing. So I think it's a lot of building relationship in the scenes, but most important is I lead from the front. I would never ask a player to do something that I'm not already doing. I will always set up the example of what they have to be doing. I will never do less than any person of my team because if I'm the captain, I have to be the example for them. So for me, two things: building relationship with trust and making sure that I'm leading from the front. I don't want to be asking anyone to do something that I'm not doing.
Yeah,
So I think those 2 points are very important for me.
absolutely. So going back a bit, so you mentioned about social skills. Probably you were not at your best growing up in your childhood with respect to social skills. But then Roberta becomes the captain of Brazil women's cricket team. So I'm sure social skills are very important. So how did you change yourself?
I think when you're young, you're very worried about what other people are going to think.
Hmm.
I think when I started growing up, I became this. It grew the confidence on me that what people think is their problem is not mine. So I just created this confidence of allowing myself to be myself. I like to make fun jokes. I like to make fun of
Mhm.
myself. I don't take life too seriously, although I do. So I think that balance, be able to show that balance and be myself, um, is something that came with maturity and a little bit more experience.
Mhm.
And when you are like that, you just become more social because you feel happy and you trust yourself a little bit more. I think sports is something that help girls, young girls, to grow a lot of self-esteem. Doesn't matter if they play good, if they play
Mhm.
well, if they don't play well. I think conquering little steps helps you
Mhm.
grow confidence, and sports is a great way to do that. So I'm 100% sure that golf, handball, and all the sports that I played throughout life helped me build this confidence to be able to show who I actually am and be able to be social, although a little bit awkward.
Right, right. I'm sure your teammates do love you because I read somewhere that your nickname is Big Mom. So I assume that you are like a motherly figure.
I actually have a trophy I'm going to show you. I never showed this to anyone.
Oh, okay.
I have a trophy. It's called the Big Mom Trophy that I won in
Uh,
a tournament in 2015.
so
Yeah, I
are
think
you like the motherly figure in the dressing room?
I think I used to be much more. Like when I told you, when I started playing softball, the girls were 12, 13, 14. I
Mhm.
was 20 something, 27, 28. So the first trip that I did with the girls, the first trip that we did representing Brazil, I was carrying the passport of the other three girls that were playing with us, two girls that were playing with us. They were 14 years old.
Oh,
So
okay.
so it kind of gave me a mother figure because the person that they would look up to in the team uh, would be me, and sometimes I would be their mom's age.
Mhm.
So and I always had this thing of let me take care of them, let me help them, let me support them when they are doing something that was not good. I would always talk to them like a mother, like you know what, this is not right. Let's. So I think for many years I used that as a way to help them out.
Okay.
Around 2020, that started disturbing me a little bit because they were already women. They were like already 19, 20, 21.
Mhm.
So I realized that to be able to help them and support them and gain their trust as a captain, I couldn't be their mother anymore. I had to let them do what they wanted to and grow, and I would be there to support them. So now I say that the big mom is shifting to the big sister, but I think the big mom is never going to leave me because they're kids. We're helping kids out. So as
Right.
part of the coaching, it's going to come always a little bit more.
All right. So as we are talking about moms and mothers, I know that you have been actively involved in an campaign called as MAD, Mothers and Daughters Campaign, which is active in Brazil school. Probably the aim is to encourage more girls to take up cricket and, of course, develop women's cricket in the country. So, can you throw some light on this MAD campaign?
I'm sorry, I really missed your question because of internet.
Oh, no problem, no problem. So, I'll repeat it again. Okay. So, as we are talking about moms and mothers, you, of course, being the big mom, so you are actively involved in a campaign called the MAD campaign, which stands for Mothers and Daughters Campaign, and which aims to develop women's cricket in Brazil. So, can you tell us more about this campaign?
Yes, of course. That's a great campaign. I don't remember which year we started that, but it started with the ICC support
Mhm.
of bringing girls any age, any time to. play, to get to know cricket. I think in Brazil, we have in schools, you can see that sports are go more towards boys, and the girls' participation usually is a little bit less structured. We wanted to get part of those girls that didn't have access to the sports or didn't have proper access to the sports to be able to get to know something fun, good, and be able to, if they wanted to play cricket one day. Because when we go to schools, we don't teach test cricket, we don't teach T20 cricket,
Yeah.
we teach fun cricket. We want them to have fun while playing cricket. So the mat campaign started. We did it in schools, orphanages, we did it in the clubs, we did it in our ground, inviting just any woman, any girl, any teenager that wanted to be part of it. And it was so much fun. We had huge participation. In one school, we had more than 120 girls
Wow.
playing in an indoor space.
Wow.
Um, and it's cool because these girls were very shy. They didn't want to. They didn't know why they were there. They just were like, you know what, another boring sports, something that is coming. But they all got involved, and maybe because it was only girls, they weren't so worried, and a lot of them started playing, and a lot of them joined the pathway. So three of the girls that are currently green shirts in our contracted team
Wow.
came
Wonderful.
from the math project. They were playing it in school, but not really involved, and they were part of the math project in this 120 group. They joined the club, and they now contracted for our team. So I think that just shows the perfect example. If you give sport to girls, if you give fun sport to girls, if you give them the opportunity, they will take it, they will enjoy it, they will take participation, and some of them are going to be very good at it. So I think the more we give, the more we get, and the math program is a perfect way to just interact girls, women, any age, and let them enjoy cricket.
Yes, absolutely. It is an incredible program, and let us hope that something like this starts in India as well, seeking inspiration from Brazil and you, of course. Great. So, 2020 was, of course, not a great year for all of us, as there was almost no cricket being played because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And many athletes, especially cricketers as well, they came out citing mental health reasons. Some of them even took a break from cricket. But you, Roberta, you took to social media and discussed mental health related issues. So, according to you, how is mental well being important for cricketers and what should they do to keep their mental well being strong?
I think mental health is a, I'm not going to give a percentage, but is one of the main aspects of cricket, of any sport and any life, isn't it? Regardless of what you're doing, you have to be a mentally health person. And for many years, have been so focusing, producing. You have to be good at your job. You have to be good at your family. You have to be good. You have to. I think, for example, for a woman of my age, since a young age, we listen that we have to be good at what we're doing. So we have to be good in everything. Maybe because we're finding our space in the world, we're trying to open our space in the world. I was actually having a very good conversation about a girl the same age, a woman the same age, about that, and that's something that the world calls for. And we forget that we have first take care of ourselves. And 2020 was not easy. Staying at home, being so active. I think social media helped me a lot because I saw that my battle was not only mine. I was able to listen to other cricket players. I was able to listen to Kate Cross talking about the
Yeah.
same thing that I was feeling, and be able to relate to them and learn how to fight these battles. Learn how to have a support system. But I think the most important thing is you have to be happy with what you're doing. You have to enjoy what you're doing. It cannot be only about the final objective. You have to enjoy the process of what you're doing. You have to find a way of enjoy the process of you're doing. So I keep talking, for example, about cricket. Yes, we want to win, absolutely. We want to be great players, absolutely. But if you don't enjoy the day-to-day training, if you don't enjoy what you're the process of it, it's going to be very unlikely that you're going to be a very great player, or you're going to be a great player with a very short period of time because you're going to break mentally. So I think we finding these little happinesses in the day and valuing them was something that was very important for me. During quarantine, we couldn't do much. My happiness was to be with my husband and hit 120 balls in my garage and sometimes laugh of something that we broke, enjoy a little bit of time with my dogs, things that I would take for granted. But we have to enjoy those little moments in life and appreciate them, thankful for them. And that helps a lot through mental health.
Very, very good message, actually, Roberta, that you have given, and really appreciate this wonderful piece of advice and, of course, the words of wisdom that you have shared with us with respect to a serious concern that is something like mental health issue. All right. So, of course, apart from playing cricket, in May 2021, you were selected to become one of the 40 people for the ICC 100% Future Cricket Leaders program. So, can you tell us more about this ICC program and how it has helped you?
Oh, that was so nice because I think a lot about what I'm gonna do after I finish my cricket playing career, isn't it? I'm already a
Yes.
36-year-old player. I still want to be playing for many, many years. But once I finish, what am I going to do? How can I keep influencing people, girls mainly, uh,
Hmm.
with the experience that I've got? We don't
Hmm.
have Brazilian role models yet, but I want to make sure that we create them and that I'm still able to help them out after I finish playing.
Yes.
So the leadership program came on a perfect time. I
Hmm.
met amazing girls, amazing women. It was unbelievable. And my mentor was the journalist Sharda Ugra from India, and
Okay.
she's
Yeah.
unbelievable. We have very similar energies. But I was able to see through this program what people are doing around the world and how can I learn more through my career and learn more from these
Yes.
mentors, how I'm going to use my experience to help others, and then
Hmm.
how I stop being a manager and start becoming a leader. I think this is going to be the
Hmm.
transition for the next years. I have to inspire and not make sure control them. I think that is something that has been happening the last 2 years, but being this course showed me that this is the right path, and also
Hmm.
creates an amazing network of people, isn't it? I
Yeah.
met people from all over the world that are
Hmm.
going the same path and looking for the same spaces to develop women's cricket, to develop women's sport. So I
Hmm.
think it's going to be very interesting to see where we are going to be in 3, 5, 10 years time. And I think that was an amazing step from the ICC to have this working.
Yes. But before you start taking other roles in cricket, we want to see you more playing for Brazil and for many, many years to come. So maybe once you are retired from the international cricket, we'll see you again as a journalist. As you mentioned that Sharda Ugra was your mentor during the ICC program. Great. So, Roberta, also this year you have an exciting tournament coming up, which is the Fairbreak Global Invitational Tournament in Hong Kong. And if I'm not wrong, you're the only player from Brazil to be picked up for the tournament so far. So, how excited are you to play this tournament?
I am so excited. I'm so excited. I learned about Fabric a couple of years ago, and I saw this initiative, and I was like, "Oh my God,
Hmm.
why everyone is not talking about that? This is amazing! Look at what is happening!"
Yes.
And I remember applying for it without any belief that this could actually happen. But when I got the email and the selection process started, I felt so amazed. I was like, and now every time a new player comes up, uh, I just have chills. I can't believe I'm going to be in the same tournament as
Mm.
Amrit Kaur or Sophie Devine or Susie Bates or the other
Yes.
names that are coming up,
Mm.
Ismail, Marizan Cap. I'm like, I'm gonna be in the same place as these superstars.
Wow.
I'm so happy, and I have been watching the New Zealand and India ODIs, and I
Mm.
see Ip Sharma bowling, and I'm
Yeah.
like, she could be bowling at me, and I'm gonna.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I think this is a way to be able to take, because when I finish this tournament, I'm gonna give a spoiler. I'm not the only Brazilian player.
Oh, okay.
News.
Okay.
We finish this tournament, we come back home. All this experience, all this energy is just gonna be spread through the whole country.
Hmm.
So every country represented in Fairbreak is going to have
Hmm.
the same energy. The girls are going to come back to their country and is going to say, you know what, this is what you want to be part of. This is
Yeah.
what you should be training for. So
Hmm.
every country is gonna have that experience. So Fair Break is unbelievable. That initiative is unbelievable, and you can see their values from the top to bottom. Their
Hmm.
structure organization from top to bottom is. I can't wait to be there. It's gonna be amazing.
Absolutely. And we would want to see you alongside Harmanpreet Kaur, Susie Bates, Sophie Devine, and other international stars. And we hope you play some great cricket against these great stars.
Me
All
too.
right. Great. So, Roberta, now Women's World Cup is approaching. There are 8 teams who are going to be a part of this World Cup in New Zealand. So, I just now came to know that, of course, you are watching this India New Zealand series. So, let me ask you, whom are you supporting for this World Cup?
You just asked me the worst question ever because I'm terrible at this. I'm terrible choosing favorite players. I'm terrible choosing favorite teams
Hmm.
because Brazil is not over there. So
Yeah.
I always hope that the games go to the last two balls or a super over
Hmm.
because I always would like to have this big battle amongst the teams. Um, I think being New Zealand, I think is New Zealand's gonna have some good strength in it. I think
Hmm.
they know the grounds, they know what they're doing, they have preparing very well. Yesterday I saw Amelia Curie scoring
Hmm.
100 and Susie Bates scoring 100 the games before. So I
Hmm.
think they're going to be quite strong.
Hmm.
I think Australia, of course, powerhouse. They are unbelievable. I
Yeah.
think they're going to be quite strong, but they showed that they have some openings to be
Hmm.
to to be taken advantage of when they play the Ashes. I don't know.
Hmm.
I think the top four are always going to be New Zealand, England, India, and Australia, with the South
Hmm.
Africa coming very strong. I don't
Yeah.
know. I hope. I just hope that all the games are very competitive, and I think they're going to be, and
Yeah.
that all these stars are able to play, and that we have good weather for all of them, isn't it? We don't want any rained games at
Hmm.
all, washed out games at all.
Yeah, so just like you, even we are excited for the upcoming World Cup in New Zealand, which is just few days away, as it starts from 4th of March. So, Roberta, let me ask you that you have been a part of this Brazilian cricket setup for quite some time now. So, how do you see the future of Brazil women's cricket? When do you think will Brazil get a chance to play T20 World Cup or say Commonwealth Games? What do you think will happen in the future?
I think Brazil. We just seen the start of it. We
Yeah.
have the pathway to get
Hmm.
into the Brazilian squad getting stronger every year. So we have the Brazilian team, the contracted players. We have an A team, which is called the blue shirts, and we have the club teams, which is the white shirts, and we have the whole participation with the schools with a huge increase of numbers for this year already. So I think you're gonna see the Brazil reaching the T20, the top 20 ranking in the
Hmm.
next 4 to 5 years. We're gonna be able to see that. And the World Cup, I do hope the next World Cup qualifiers are gonna be very competitive against the USA. So I don't think that's gonna be an easy win anymore. I don't think it was an easy win now, but I think it's gonna be even more competitive. So we will be fighting for that spot. I think what's gonna happen very shortly is that players will start playing competitive matches in other countries. So I think there could be a Brazilian in the 100. I think it could be a Brazilian in the WBBL. I
Wow.
think maybe it could be a Brazilian then hope, fingers crossed to happen, women's IPL. Why not, isn't it?
Yes.
So I think Brazilian stars are going to start showing the next 2 3 years,
Hmm.
and that's going to make the game quite big here in Brazil. We already have a very structured and good pathway with numbers. It's just getting these girls to believe to that phrase. Yeah, you cannot be what you cannot see. They are
Yeah.
soon to see what they can actually become, and I think that's going to be very important for us.
Yes, yes, it is definitely going to be important for Brazil women's cricket, and I'm sure they are taking some big strides in international cricket. And we hope to see Brazil playing the T20 World Cup, and of course, in the years to come, the ODI World Cup as well. All right, so Roberta, it was amazing to chat with you, and thank you for spending your time with us. But before I let you go, let me ask you, what is that one message? would you like to give to the young and budding cricketers who are just starting out to play cricket?
First of all, enjoy. Enjoy cricket. Cricket is an amazing sport and enjoy every little part of it. And don't ever, ever, ever believe that you are not part of that. Cricket is for everyone. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not supposed to play cricket, you're not supposed to bowl, you're not supposed to bat. You are part of it. You just enjoy it and be part of this amazing sport that it is.
Wonderful message, Roberta. And once again, thank you for talking to us, talking to female cricket about your journey and sharing your experiences with us. And I hope you enjoyed this conversation too.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I love the work that you guys do, and we talk soon.